Hello and welcome to one more English lesson. As always, thank you very much for being here. My name is Marcelo, and of course, we go on now on our Science English class, ok? Which is aula de ciências, né? Com a linguagem toda em inglês. Lógico que é uma coisa interessante, uma coisa, né? Bem legal, mas o principal eu preciso de vocês aqui com muita atenção e com muito foco, tá bom? Como sempre, sejam bem-vindos e a gente vai seguir hoje aqui no nosso study, ok? Partimos hoje para a página 37 of your book, of your science book. So please follow me and let it go, ok? So now, as I always do, I'm gonna change my screen. Eu vou mudar aqui minha tela, né? Para vocês visualizarem. Então, vamos lá. Acho que todo mundo consegue ver, né? O teacher tá aqui, olha eu aqui em cima. Eu vou ir aqui pro lado, para essa parte daqui para não atrapalhar, tá bom? So please enjoy and have fun. So let's go. As I always do, I'm gonna use my highlight pencil here. Okay, so just to show you where I am. And we begin here. Adapting to the hot and cold. Adaptando-se, né, no caso aqui a gente está falando de clima, né, quente e ao clima frio. Muito bem. Surviving hot environments. The camel. The camel. Okay, so we are gonna make a description about an animal that can survive very well in hot environments, okay? Of course, the animal that we are talking about, it is the camel, ok? O animal que nós vamos falar é o camel. Então, eu vou ler algumas descrições dele aqui, então só seguir o teacher, alright? So, let it go. And the roast toasty here, right? And baking hot Sahara Desert can reach temperatures of up to 55 degrees Celsius, okay? This 55 here and this C means degrees Celsius, graus Celsius, okay? 30 degrees Celsius is about as hot as it gets in the middle of summer in the UK. So the camel has these adaptations that let it live in the desert successfully. Okay, so of course now we are gonna study, a little bit about these adaptations that the camel has, that it can do, right, to survive in this very complicated and very difficult, and challenging environment, which is the Sahara Desert, ok? Então, a gente vai ver aqui, né, quais são as adaptações, né, que o camelo faz para sobreviver no deserto do Saara, né, que não é fácil, ok? A gente tem essa descrição aqui do comecinho, né, the roast, toasty and baking hot, né, quer dizer que ele tá quente como se estivesse dentro de um forno assando, né? É o deserto do Sahara, né? A gente fala Sahara Desert. Muito bem, então nós temos aqui uma imagem com, né, 5 descrições, 5 adaptations I'm gonna share with you right now, okay? Of the camel. So I'm gonna read one by one. Eu vou ler uma por uma. Vocês me acompanham. E lógico, preste bastante atenção no vocabulário. Vamos lá então. Number 1. Most fat is stored in the hump. Having little body fat anywhere else helps the camel to lose heat. So let's go. Teacher, what is hump? Okay, hump, of course, is this part of the body. Okay, so all the fat or most of the fat, a maioria da gordura, it is stored, né? Ele fica alojado, ela fica guardada aqui no hump, nessa back part of onde o teacher fez um pink circle, ok? Muito bem. And having little body fat anywhere else helps the camel to lose heat. Ou seja, se a maioria, né, do fat fica naquele local, o restante do corpo não tem muito fat. E isso ajuda, como está escrito aqui, ajuda o camelo a perder, né, temperatura. Ou seja, ele faz com que o corpo não fique muito quente, o corpo inteiro, né? Fica tudo acumulado ali em one point. Alright? So, this is the number 1. Number 2. Camels can store. Essa palavra store quer dizer que ela podem guardar, né? Tudo que você store, você guarda, você deixa alojado, alocado em algum lugar. Water in their bodies for use later. That's very interesting. I mean, camels, they can drink water and they can store that in some part of their body. Like, according to the picture, it's probably here, okay? And then it can use it later very interesting, right? I mean, we cannot do that. We drink and the water goes directly to the stomach. So we cannot use, our body as a storage, I mean, in the same way as the camel does, ok? Não, a gente não consegue, né? Guardar água aqui para usá-la depois dentro do corpo. Number 3, não igual aos camelos. Small amounts of wee and sweat made, so it loses less water. Okay, so we have two words here. We have sweat and we have wee. I'm gonna read description for you, okay, about these two words. So of course, follow me, okay? So number 1, when we say about we, okay, let me get back to you, okay? Some people say pee, for example, when we have to go to the toilet to eliminate water from our body, so we pee. Yeah, that's a cute word to use. É uma palavra bonitinha para dizer, né? Então, quando a gente quer eliminar a água do nosso corpo, a gente vai no banheiro e faz pee. Uma maneira de se dizer isso em inglês, você pode falar we. We é a mesma coisa. Pee, we, ok? O que é isso? É quando a gente vai no banheiro para tirar a água do corpo. Tem um nome, vocês sabem qual que é, né? Muito bem. And the next one, sweat. Sweat is the same. Eliminate the water from our body, ok? É a mesma coisa, eliminar a água do nosso corpo, mas é quando a gente está exercising. Isso aqui não é quando a gente vai no banheiro, mas quando, I'm sweating. It's very hot today, okay? So this is sweat. The water that goes down our body when we are like exercising or when the weather is really hot. You get it? I think you get it, right? So let's move on. Let's continue. So coming back here. So of course, so it loses less water. Então isso, né, perde menos água, porque ele we and sweat small amount, só pouquinho, pouca quantidade de we and sweat, okay? And then number 4, let's go on here. A sandy color gives good camouflage. Camouflage, okay? So it's like this part here, okay? So a sandy color gives good camouflage. So it means isn't easy to see, okay? It isn't easy to see. So the skin, let's use skin, right? But I think it's the fur, right? I believe that camels has fur, okay? So let's explain that to you. Okay, so as we can see, the camel body, the color, it's very similar to the sand, right? So if you look down in the camel legs or in the body itself, in the fur, right? No pelo ali, no skin, no couro, né, do animal. The color, it's similar to the sand color, right? Sand, do you know sand? Sand é areia, okay? So it isn't easy to see. Então ele meio que se adapta-se, né, como usou a palavra camouflage, de camuflar, right? So essa é mais uma característica dele. Very interesting. And number 5, big feet stop it sinking into the soft sand. So again, the camel has big feet, so it stop it sinking into the soft sand. Teacher, I don't know what is sink. So I'm gonna give a very simple example to you. Do you remember there was a very famous ship, boat, called Titanic, or in Portuguese, Titanic. So what happened with Titanic? It was, sailing on the water, on the ocean, and then it hit an iceberg, and then it sank. So it was sinking. So sink is when something goes down, okay, into the water, or in that case here, in the sand, right? So because the camel has a big feet, grandes pés, so it stop it. Isso dificulta, né? Isso faz com que ele não fique sinking into the soft sand, okay? Nessa areia que é fofa, né? Então it's one more characteristic, all right? So let's go. Okay, so these are the 5 characteristics, the 5 features, of the camel, which means it helps the camel to survive and adapt better in this very harsh environment, which is the Sahara Desert. Okay, so again, I'm gonna read the 5, right? So just follow me, pay attention to the pronunciation, and if you can, repeat with me. So number 1, most fat is stored into the hump. having little body fat anywhere else helps the camel to lose heat. Number 2, camels can store water in their bodies for use later. Number 3, small amounts of wee and sweat made so it loses less water for a sandy color gives good camouflage. Isn't easy to see. And number 5, big feet stop it sinking into the soft sand. So these are the characteristics of the camel in the hot environment. Okay, so now we're gonna change. We're gonna move to the let's say to the opposite, right? To a very cold environment. Let's see. So check it out. That here we have this title, which is Surviving Cold Environments, the Penguin. So before we were studying the camel, now we're gonna move to the penguin. So just follow me. The South Pole environment is cold, and I mean cold. When I say I mean cold, I mean it's really cold. It doesn't get warm even in summer. The penguin is suited to the cold. These features let it live there successfully. Okay, so these features, again, features mean characteristics. Okay, these are the characteristics. So let's learn a little bit about this South Pole environment, and also let's learn about the penguin. Okay, so what are the characteristics that makes the penguin a very good survivor for this very cold environment? Yeah, what kind of adaptations the penguin has had, okay, that makes him like the king of this area? So let's see. Number 1, as we can read, as everybody can see here on my side, right? Number 1, each has a rounded body shape, and it reduces heat loss. Rounded body, rounded, looks like a circle, right? Looks like a ball. Okay, so this is the penguin's body shape. It's rounded and it helps to reduce heat loss. Isso ajuda a que ele perca menos calor. Você lembra que a gente estudou um pouquinho do camelo, que ele tinha algumas características que faziam com que diminuísse ali a temperatura, que é o oposto, right? So let's move on. Number 2, streamlined body helps with swimming. Streamlined body, what is that? So I'm gonna read here description for you, okay? The word streamlined. So listen to me. Something that is streamlined is made to or designed, yeah, or make something with a smooth shape, yeah, smooth shape, so that it will move more quickly through air or water. Okay, so when we say that the body of the penguin, quando a gente diz que o corpo do pinguim é streamlined, quer dizer que ele é alinhado, né? A forma dele é feita de uma forma alinhada, de uma forma reta ali, que como diz, isso faz com que o corpo dele ele se mova de forma mais, né, mais leve, mais suave, aí, né, através da água onde quer que ele esteja. Então isso, né, é streamlined. And of course, having a body like that helps the penguin to swim faster, better, in a better way. Okay, so that's it. Let's get back. And number 3, a layer of fat all over its body keeps it warm. Do you remember that when we were studying about the camel, we remember that all the fat, not all, but most, probably 99% of the camel fat was in his hump, like on his back. On the other hand, right, here analyzing the penguin, olhando aqui o penguin, we can see that it is the opposite, right? Here it's not only stored in one specific part of the body, but it's all over the body. Okay, so we can say we have this word here, a layer, right? So do you understand that word, a layer? So when we have a layer, means like uma camada, a layer, uma camada. Okay, number 4, and they have oily feathers to keep them waterproof. Okay, so feather. Okay, so what is feather? Remember, the camel has fur, o pelo. Penguin has feather, a penugem, a pena, right? So here the description says it is oily. Oily significa oleoso, okay? And why? Because it helps the penguin to be waterproof, ou seja, faz com que seja a prova d'água. Então a água não fica entrando, obviamente, se não entra, né, as chances de keep heated, né, de keep hot in the body, a chance de manter uma temperatura, né, com mais calor dentro do corpo é maior. Então, se não molha, não fica frio, right? So, and the last one, 5, webbed feet help with swimming. So, what is webbed, teacher? I'm gonna read a description for you, okay? So, follow me. Webbed. Let me get back to you. Okay, so description of a webbed. If a bird or animal has webbed feet, pés desse jeito, webbed, it has skin between its toes to help it swim well. I mean, it's like a duck. Duck also has webbed feet. You know, when you look at the toes é o dedo, né? Os dedos do pinguim, as we can see in the picture. I'm gonna get back to you here, right? Let me get closer. Okay, so here, yeah, this is the toes, as we can say, and in the middle, we have this skin, essa pele, esse couro. E aves ou, né, birds that has these characteristics specific, we call this webbed feet, okay? And why they have that? To help them swim. That's the only reason. You got it? So basically, these are the descriptions of the penguin that helps it to survive in a better way, let's say, yet to adapt better in this very cold environment. Because as we have read in the beginning, yeah, when we say that the South Pole is cold, we really mean cold. It's cold, is as cold as possible, okay? So now we're gonna just read some simple informations here, okay? Again, I'm gonna move my head a little bit above, so just follow me in this part here. Learn these habitats, make it a habitat. Animals have to be adapted for where they live, otherwise they might die. Imagine what would happen to a camel in the Antarctic or a penguin in the Sahara Desert. Remember, habitat means where a plant or animal lives. Habitats can be large, example, a forest, or small, example, under a stone, ok? Embaixo, né? Debaixo de stone. So, this is habitat. Nós já estudamos sobre habitat, né? So, é o habitat natural, é o habitat natural do animal. Eu vou ler essa parte aqui em português, só para facilitar a compreensão de vocês, tá bom? Essa que eu acabei de ler em inglês, mas a próxima página não será assim, então prestem bastante atenção. Learn these habitats, aprender, né? Vamos aprender sobre esses habitats. E o fato de você aprender sobre um habitat faz isso um habitat, né? Ok, faz isso uma área, que um habitat é uma área onde você, né, está adaptado. Animals. Animais têm, né, se adaptado aos locais onde eles vivem. Porque se não fosse assim, otherwise, se não fosse desse jeito, eles poderiam morrer. They might die. Imagine what would happen. Imagine o que aconteceria com o camelo na Antártica ou um pinguim no deserto do Saara. Lembre-se, o habitat significa onde uma planta ou um animal vive. Habitats can be large. Os habitats podem ser grandes, exemplo, uma floresta, não uma floresta. Ou pequenos, por exemplo, embaixo de uma pedra, né? Sometimes we can see there that under a stone we have like a lot of worms, ants, and I mean there is a surviving environment there, okay? So that is this part. This is the meaning of this part here. Now we're gonna move to the second part, okay? Of course, we're gonna learn a little bit here about the evolution, yeah, and how it works. So just follow me. Let's get there. Okay, so here we have evolution, right? I'm gonna move my body here to the other side, so it is not a problem for you. So just follow me. Evolution. It is a big word, but don't let it worry you. Just take your time reading this page. That's a very interesting sentence. Evolução. Isso é um grande mundo, mas não deixe que isso preocupe muito você. Apenas, né, utilize o seu tempo para ler essa página e aprender o que a gente vai ver aqui. So, living things change over time, for sure. Number 1. Here we are going to read some of these descriptions of this evolution. Yeah, what is an evolution and what are the characteristics for that? So follow me. Number one, living things vary, have differences from each other, for sure. Number two, those living things that are best adapted to their habitat are more likely to survive. Absolutely. Three, if they survive longer, they will have more offsprings. Offsprings means babies. For offsprings inherit, get features from their parents. This means the offspring will be well adapted to their habitat too. So, I mean, this is something very interesting, right? And we hardly ever think about that. I mean, when we talk about offspring, it means babies being born. O nascimento, isso é offspring. And if when an animal, even us, when we have babies or when an animal has a baby, normally the baby, I mean, gets some characteristics, right? As we had here. Let me see what. Okay, so they get features, characteristics, from their parents, of course. So it means that if their parents are adapted to this specific habitat, so their babies will naturally adapt to this habitat as well, okay? Because they get characteristics, they inherit. Eles, né? Isso é passado, eles ganham, né? Essas características dos pais, então automaticamente a característica de, né, estar adaptado a determinado ambiente também vem com herança, também ganha. Então, this is what they said here. That's very interesting. Okay? And let's move on. Number 5. Over time, more and more of the animals or plants will end up with features that make them well adapted to their habitat. I agree 100% with that. And number 6, this is how living things change over time. It is called evolution. So the name of these changes that happens over time as time goes on, I mean, to the animals, as they start adapting better and better as time moves on, okay, we call it evolution. Okay, evolution doesn't mean that the animal will transform into another thing. No, it just means that they will learn how to adapt and survive into this specific environment better. That's it. That is the meaning of evolution. Okay, whatever, just for you to understand. So that is the point here. Okay, so now we are gonna check some examples that we have down below. Okay, and I want you to really pay attention on that. We're gonna see some examples, and then this is gonna be this final part of this exercise. So just follow me. Let me share here this thing with you. Example: giraffes have evolved to survive. Again, giraffes have evolved to survive. This word evolved, it's similar to evolution. So what is that? Of course, this is going to be for you to answer. Here are some giraffes to help make evolution clearer, okay? So clearer, what is this word? What is that, teacher? I'm gonna put here a bigger letter, a bigger font. I'm gonna put like a different color, so it makes it easier for you guys. So check it out. Clear. This word clearer, it comes from clear. Okay. So clear is the word clear, but the comparative form. Okay. Oh, sorry. Let me put it back here a little. The comparative form. Okay. Example: big, bigger, clear, clearer. So basically, okay. Clearer means more clear. It's the same, okay? But we don't say more clear, we say clearer, okay? So just for you to know, just to you to understand. I hope you understand that. Please don't forget to copy that, okay? I'm gonna make it a little bit smaller here, so just to make it easier for me to read. But that's it. So let's go on. I'm gonna put it here. So if you want, you can stop the video and copy that, okay? Anyway, so let's see. Let's analyze here these adaptations from the giraffe, okay? So we have here 3 pictures. Let me get here. We have this number 1, number 2, and number 3. And let's read. Let's see what happens here, okay? Give me just a second. Okay, so I'm gonna move again my hand here up, so just to not be a problem for you, and let it go. Number 1. Once upon a time, there was a group of animals munching leaves from trees. Okay, so we have a word here, which is munching. Of course, I want to know what is this, okay? And then, soon, all the leaves on the lower parts of the trees were gone. And the animals started to get hungry. Some even died. Wow, interesting story, right? Okay, let's move on. And then we have this here. Except that is a couple of animals that had slightly longer necks than normal. This meant that they could reach just that bit higher to the yummy leaves higher up the trees. They survived and had lots of babies. So, I mean, this is some info that we have here from this part, right? Longer necks, again, longer, it comes from long, yeah, which means that their necks, they started growing longer, right? And I mean that it means, of course, that they could reach more, I mean, taller, yeah, they could go higher. And then, of course, they survived because they could get food. That's the point. And the last one, yeah, as we can see here down below, the babies also had longer necks. So the babies, I mean, like the next generation, right? And could reach up the tree for the yummy leaves. Over time, all giraffes ended up having long necks. So basically here, okay, everything that we have read, it states, yeah, it says that, I mean, naturally, yeah, somehow, I don't know how, yeah, I mean, as the food, I mean, on the trees, yeah, they were up high. So, I mean, I don't know how to say that, but somehow the giraffe necks, they started also to growing longer, you know, to get longer. So, of course, they could reach, as we can compare, like in these first pictures here, yeah, it seems like they had small, can you see that? Small, I mean, short necks, right? And then, of course, the ones that had short, I mean, yeah, they died because they couldn't reach the higher foods. And then I mean, they started growing, and even the babies, yeah, they started growing necks up to here. And then we have this original size here now. Okay, so this is what we call evolution, right? I mean, very interesting. É muito interessante isso. Eu confesso que eu mesmo não me lembro de ter estudado, né, que as girafas, assim, eu já ouvi falar, óbvio, a gente vê em documentários, mas eu não me lembrava disso, né? Isso é extremamente interessante, ok? Bom, vamos lá, algumas descrições de algumas palavras aqui para vocês, né? Vamos lá, então. Então, longer necks, né? Pescoços, né? O pescoço deles eram mais longos. Higher, né? Tudo de comparativo, esse no final, né? Higher, longer, né? Ok? Mais alto, né? Então, hungry, de fome, logo aqui, né? A gente consegue ver. Even died, os morreram, né? The babies also had longer necks. Os bebês também eles começaram a crescer, né? Ok? Né? O pescoço deles começaram a crescer mais, tá bom? Então a gente vê isso é o que a gente chama de evolution, right? Então muito bem. What I'm gonna ask you for you guys to do for homework for me, okay? So we have this entire test here, right? This 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? I want you to read that in English, everything, and also give me the translation, okay? Give me this 1, 2, 3, 4 parts in Português. O teacher quer que vocês passem isso para português e mandem para mim no caderno, escrito, tá bom? Então eu vou ler uma última vez aqui só para a gente acompanhar, tá bom? Os 4. Vou aproximar um pouquinho. Então vamos lá. Ouçam, né? Aproveitem a pronúncia do teacher para praticar. Então vamos lá. Once upon a time, there was a group of animals munching leaves from trees. Soon, all the leaves on the lower parts of the trees were gone, and the animals started to get hungry. Some even died. Except that, except that is a couple of animals that had slightly longer necks than normal. This meant that they could reach just a bit higher to the yummy leaves higher up the trees. They survived and had lots of babies. And then down below here, the babies also had longer necks and could reach up the tree for the yummy leaves. Over time, all giraffes ended up having long necks. So this is the story, and this is how evolution happens. Yeah, and we can see here down below evolution and inheritance, né? Evolução e herança. Inheritance é a herança, é o que você herda, right? So basically, that is it for today. This is what we're gonna check it out in our science class today. Okay, so of course, I hope you have enjoyed that. Yeah, I hope you have understood. If you don't, go back a little, check it out again, watch the video again, okay? Because it's very important. So thanks for your time always, okay? Se você não entendeu alguma parte, fica à vontade para mandar mensagem pro professor, tá bom? Então, as always, thank you very much and see you in our next class. Have a good day, guys, and bye bye.